Drivers, start your engines.
For the second time this season, Mark Dilley will lead this CASCAR Super Series field into corner one from the pole position. Doug Brown has been gaining speed all year long. He starts alongside on the front row. Ron Beauchamp Jr. also has finished on the podium a couple of times. He'd like a victory. A dominant driver here at Mosport, Don Thompson Jr. in the home hardware Chevy, challenging for another championship. Will he have another victory tonight?
As the CASCAR Tour moves back into Ontario and into the second half of the season, young J.R. Fitzpatrick has shown very few flaws, powering into the points lead. However, J.R.'s mentor, teammate, and hero Don Thompson Jr. has scratched and clawed his way back into the points chase just behind his protege. And so tonight, will the young Lion sit back and watch his hero dominate on the Mosport track that he's owned, or will he take fate into his own hands? We'll soon see. This is round number 7 of the CASCAR Super Series as we are in Bowmanville, Ontario for the Mosport Speedway 200. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Dave Bradley, and as always, Billy Rouse Jr. joins me while Todd Lewis is patrolling the pits. Billy, this is an odd little half mile, isn't it?
Well, it is. I call it the paper clip. She's 2 drag strips with a pair of corners anchored on each end. Turn 1's a little difficult. You got to kind of give the bottom away to sweep it on out. Turn 3, you can drive right on in, but you got to get her turned because that wall comes up quick off of 4.
After 6 rounds of the CASCAR Super Series, we've had 6 different winners, and the man who won round number 3 still sits atop the Castro point standings. Don Thompson Jr. with his win in 3 Rivers has made a strong charge to keep up with his teammate.
While the 9 Dodge of Mark Dilley, he gained 3 valuable points in qualifying as he grabbed the Castro pole here at Mosport for tonight's feature.
That's the Barrie, Ontario native's second pole of the year, and he circled this half mile in a time of 21.854 seconds. Good look at Jeff Lapsevich there in the MC Transport Chevy Monte Carlo on board with Ron Van Ness. We'll be riding on board with the Star Van Systems 11 Monte Carlo all day long, and also Derek Lynch making his return to the CASCAR Super Series. He always does well here in Mosport.
Well, Derek's a real good shoe. He also runs Kawartha Speedway.
Well, let's take a look at the Leland starting grid. Your pole sitter, Mark Dilley outside of him. Doug Brown with a great qualifying effort here. Row number 2 brings us Ron Beauchamp Jr. in the Mopar Dodge, and Don Thompson Jr. outside of him. J.R. Fitzpatrick out of Ayr, Ontario, and outside of him in row number 3 is Kerry Mix in the 02. Then it's Scott Steckley and Derek Lynch making up row number 4. DJ Kennington and Dave Whitlock in row number 5. Row number 6 brings us Peter Gibbons and Jim Lapsevich, who had a top 10 finish in 3 Rivers. Dave Jacobs back in the seat of the 88 Lou's Barbecue Ford, and Jeff Lapsevich in the 23 starts in 14. Jason Hathaway, a Rookie of the Year contender, and Ron Van Ness in the 11 make up row number 8. Joey McComb back in the 50 here today, and Bertrand Godet making his first ever oval start. Chad McGlynn starts in the 18 along Joe Gonzalez in row number 10. And row number 11 brings us Kenny Forth and Rookie of the Year contender Kent Noon, and all by himself in row number 12 in the 19 Dodge is Brad Graham out of Glencoe, Ontario. 9 Dodge Chargers, 4 Ford Tauruses, 1 Pontiac Grand Prix, and 9 Chevrolet Monte Carlos make up the field here at Mosport for the Mosport Speedway 200.
I will take a look at the Locals Auto Parts race analysis. We've got 23 cars. This is a very odd-shaped half-mile oval, as I said earlier. It's going to be 200 laps. We're starting in the sun, and we're going to race into the night.
Well, starting shotgun on the field here today is Brad Graham in the number 19 Dodge Charger. Todd's down in his pit with news about Brad Graham.
What a busy afternoon for Brad Graham's team. The Challenger Motor Freight Locals Auto Parts team had to swap out an engine after practice. They missed time trials. They will start from the back of the field. Brad Graham has shown real speed this year, including getting his first series victory. He'll have to show a lot more speed to climb through the field tonight, fellas.
Well, he showed a lot of speed throughout this year, but what he's going to have to show tonight is some patience, stay on the lead lap, and get the job done later on in the event.
The Dodge Charger Daytona Limited Edition pace car leads the field of 23 here at Mosport International Raceway. Mark Dilley and Doug Brown make up row number 1. We're on board with Don Thompson Jr. as they work out of corner number 4. Heading down the front straightaway, going to take the green flag, and we're underway in the Mosport Speedway 200. The green flag being waved by Rick Williams from Karma Industries today.
Down into turn 1, Mark Dilley's got the preferred line out of 2 on the bottom. Dodge horsepower, he's going to beat Brownie to turn 3.
There's the Mopar 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. He's poking a nose on Doug Brown as they head down into corner number 3. A good speed shot there as we take a look at this huge field.
Oh, that's a great camera shot there. I hope that camera lives all night long.
You see J.R. Fitzpatrick looking down and looking up, and then he tucks back into line in behind the 60 of Beauchamp. Now on board with the Castro Dodge of DJ Kennington in 9th spot with Whitlock and Peter Gibbons in behind him.
Oh, Whitlock out to the outside of DJ, slid high. Gibbons filled the hole as we get on the front stretch. Beauchamp to the inside.
This is an odd little track. It's just all out, all the way down the front and back straightaway, and then hard on the brakes. How important is it to preserve your brakes early on in this race?
This place is hard on brakes, but 200 laps is a cakewalk for these CASCAR race cars.
Kerry Mix, after motor woes in Three Rivers, back in the 02 car, trailing the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr., and Mix looks to the outside.
Oh, Dougie Brown really smooth off of turn 2, making that Chevrolet horsepower work. Remember, he had motor woes last time on the road course in Three Rivers, Quebec.
How about the number 9 Dodge of Mark Dilley, though, continuing to pace this field, and Mosport working at the top of it. Doug Brown taking a look up underneath with Don Thompson, and there goes J.R. Fitzpatrick, but we've got a stalled car on the front straightaway, or car low on power. It's the 17 of Kennington.
DJ Kennington, oh, he's got the right front flopping and whopping there. Looks like he's hit something, or the lug, oh, it's come right off the race car. That should bring out a caution. We got the fender hanging off. We got a wheel on the racetrack. Caution's out for the first time at Mosport.
And so for the second time in as many races, DJ Kennington loses a right front wheel. There it goes down into the infield. The center broken out of that wheel. And Kennington will limp the Castrol Dodge back to the pits. We'll take another look at it here on board Kennington in the Mopar replay.
Well, Kennington, being the veteran that he is, could feel it starting to shake and vibrate, so he got up out of the groove, let the race cars go on the high side. He was limping it back to pit road, and bam, the center tears out.
Todd's down in his pit.
Off for the second race in a row, guys. DJ Kennington has problems with the right front. It looks like the wheel hub has come out, and he lost the right front tire. Pry bars underneath the car to get the jacks underneath, then to get it up in the air. Kennington already going 1 lap down, trying to get them done as quickly as possible. Now they got to get the debris out before they can send DJ Kennington and the Castrol Dodge back out.
So tough luck early on for the 17 crew. They go to work on that car. It'll be a long day, but Dilley leads here at Mosport. The Mosport Speedway 200 is brought to you by Castrol Syntec. Outperforms all other leading motor oils. Mopar, authentic performance. Ridley Heads Board Games. To play is not enough. And by Home Hardware. Help is close to home. Looking at our first restart of the day on lap number 9 here in the Mosport Speedway 200. DJ Kennington, the only car a lap down. He's on the inside. Dilley leads Doug Brown and Don Thompson Jr.
Well, DJ Kennington with that fiberglass door flopping in the wind, trying to get back in the lead lap so he can get back around if a caution comes back out. He's racing Dilley hard down into 3. He'll get the spot. He's now on the tail end of the lead lap.
Oh, did you see Doug Brown try and duck down underneath Dilley? Dilley slammed the door. DJ Kennington now on the tail end of the lead lap, but your leader is still the number 9 of Mark Dilley.
Well, we got to keep an eye on that fiberglass flapping. If CASCAR deems it dangerous, they will bring him to pit road to get that removed.
A fiberglass body here, very different from the NASCAR Nextel Cup. As you see that fiberglass fly off, that time by our speed shot.
Well, right up and over the wall and out of contention. No issue now with DJ Kennington because the fiberglass is no longer there.
But a big difference from the steel bodies you see on other race cars. All these CASCARs have full fiberglass bodies.
And their repair panels, you can buy doors, hoods, trunks, fenders. 2 hours work, you can fix the whole front end. You take a NASCAR car, it's weeks and thousands of dollars.
And a pretty skilled craftsman, too, to get that done. But Kennington still able to work his way around, minus the passenger side door. This is a battle for third spot as J.R. Fitzpatrick looks to go around the long way, and we got trouble early on.
Lynch gets turned around, the 88 whacks him in the door. We're under caution for the second time.
Oh boy, Derek Lynch got spun, and Dave Jacobs with nowhere to go. Heavy damage on the Lou's Barbecue for Taurus of Jacobs.
Well, here's the replay, heading off into turn 1. The 22 of Steckley gets loose, trying to gather it up. He gets up into Lynch, turns him, and the 88 has nowhere to go.
Could be a case of racing a little too hard and a little too early. The 77 of Lynch in the pit, so is Jacobs. Todd's down with him.
Dave Jacobs has the Lou's Barbecue car along pit road. You can see the body damage to the left front. Crew going to work with saws to cut that away. They'll change the left front tire and try to get him back out as quickly as possible without losing time and perhaps even a lap. But looks like they'll be here a while, fellas.
While the crew members work on the fiberglass, nobody's seen the fluid runner on the ground, the radiators out of that car. We'll be back for more at Mosport.
Welcome back to round number 7 of the 2006 CASCAR Super Series. We're at Mosport Speedway, where Mark Dilley is being challenged by the 10 of Doug Brown on restart number 2 of the night. There goes Brown on the inside.
Oh, 3 wide into turn 1. Oh, Brownie was smart to bail out on that one.
So it's J.R. Fitzpatrick taking up chase at the number 1 spot. Fitzpatrick and the Milwaukee Tool Chevy to the outside. Dilley's pinned down low. Lots of room in between them, though. Gentlemen racing side by side as they head for turn 1.
Man, he's on that thing hard down into turn 1, hard on the brakes. Lots of good horsepower. Dodge against Chevrolet down the backstretch. The Dodge has got the preferred line off the corner, but here comes JR thundering back on the outside.
Both those cars are stuck. You see those wheels coming off the corners. Nobody stepping out at all as Dilley keeps getting the power down on the inside, but J.R. Fitzpatrick using the momentum on the high side to try and get a run around the 9.
Well, you know what? J.R. is pretty smart. Getting that late entrance to the corner, lets him drive off at turn 2, side by side with that Dodge again down the backstretch. This is great racing, but it's a little early.
It is a little early. Billy, if you were sitting in the seat of the number 9 Dodge, would you let that 84 machine go?
Well, you know what? It's all about bragging rights. Never let anybody go in CASCAR.
You never want to. Doug Brown just hanging back there. He's waiting for something to happen. He looks at disaster in front of him, written all over that incident, and he's just hoping that these two guys take each other out. So far, they haven't even touched.
No, side by side, man, they're doing a great job.
On board with your 4th place car, Don Thompson Jr. came into this one second in points, just 15 behind that 84 machine of J.R. Fitzpatrick.
Don't forget the other thing that's on board here is it's a points race. You get points for leading the lap, you get points for leading the most laps, and Dilley's trying his best not to give the kid any points.
How about Kerry Mix, too? You saw a flash of him getting up to the outside of the 4 of Donnie Thompson, and Mix is looking to make it up into the 4th spot. Now he ducks in behind the 4 one more time.
Well, I think JR has just overheated that right front tire too much trying to stay on the outside of Dilley. He's going to fall in line and cool his heels. As, hey, there's the Fitzpatrick Motorsports 4. He's going to try the outside.
Battle for 13th between Ron Van Ness and Joey McComb. And how about Brad Graham and the number 19 Logos Challenger Motor Freight working his way up through this field. He's in that battle, too.
On board with young Van Ness, you know, he lost the motor down at the road course the last time out. He's got that Dale Stroud motor working well here at Mosport.
Joey McComb making just his 2nd start in that Atto Dodge, doing a whale of a job here. He did not finish his first start at Barrie, looking to get some all-important seat time here at Mosport.
Well, Don Thompson Jr. unable to get around the outside of 10 Doug Brown. He's just going to fall in line and watch what happens.
170 laps here to go out of a scheduled 200 in the Mosport 200. Gibbons underneath Steckley. That's for a spot, and Whitlock's going to take it over to the NCN Bauer Dodge Charger of Dave Whitlock. Moving up underneath the 22 of Scott Steckley in a battle for 8th spot.
Whitlock gets the spot going into turn 1. He hammers the door shut and sets sail out to the 1. Here comes Steckley back on the bottom.
Steckley got his first ever CASCAR Super Series win in the first race of the season, and now Bertrand Gaudin in the 33 getting past in his first oval track race in the 33 Arctic Cat Go Racing.ca Monte Carlo, a Dave Didero owned car.
Well, he's like a fish out of water. This is his first start on an oval track. He's doing a good job just staying out of the way, getting some seat time.
A talented driver just learning how these CASCAR Super Series cars work. And that's the 17 going around the 11 for 15th spot on the raceway. So DJ Kennington, after that earlier wheel problem, working his way back up through this one. Got back on the lead lap, if you remember, getting by the leader on a restart.
Well, some might have questioned what he was doing, fighting with the leader to get back in the lead lap, but there pays the dividends. DJ won the battle. He's back in the lead lap. We'll be back with more from Mosport.
Welcome back to Mosport Speedway for round 7 of the 2006 CASCAR Super Series. The number 9 Dodge Charger of Mark Dilley under attack here from the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick as they work some lap traffic.
Joe Gonzalez on the bottom there. He got a little nudge from Dilley telling him to get out of the way, and the JR, he's going to take advantage but can't get the job done.
Oh,
this is exciting. Sorry, I get all tongue-tied there when everything starts to happen. There was 3 wide again. There's racing all over the place, Davey.
Brown getting banged around by the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. as Thompson takes advantage of the lap cars and moves up a spot. Now on board with the Mosport Dodge of Ron Beauchamp Jr.
Just got a pretty good shot of Dave, that sun coming off of turn 3 right in the window. It's pretty hard to see. Everything else is in shade down here, but watch this when they go off into 3. It's right in their face. Could be a little dangerous when you're fighting the lap car.
It looks to be going a little bit backwards right now. The 10 car of Doug Brown taunts down in the Napa pit.
Kelly, Doug's been fast all day. Just lost a spot in a bit of a battle. What's he saying?
Just as his car's starting to loosen up a bit, he's having a bit of a hard time. Doug's not used to running up front, but he's doing a heck of a job for us, so he's doing a good job.
The Napa car up front, guys, and as he's reported along with a few other cars, it is a little loose out there right now.
158 laps to go now in the Mosport Speedway 200. Mix up underneath Brown, and Mix is going to take that spot in the 0-2.
Well, I seen Dougie Brown get loose on the entrance into 1. That allowed Mixie to set him up to drive off at 2. Stole the spot and marching on.
Back down the front chute they go. They're all chasing the number 9 Dodge of Mark Dilley, J.R. Fitzpatrick, and Don Thompson Jr. round out the top 3. Here comes the Mopar 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. Just couldn't get that car turned enough. Now back to a battle for 7. Whitlock up underneath the Canadian Tire Chevy of Peter Gibbons.
Well, there's the 39 of Dave Whitlock to the bottom. It's worth mentioning he's picked up Gridley Head sponsorship for the remaining season in 06.
And Gridley Head's big supporters of the CASCAR Super Series, a brand new board game. They're also supporting the Cayuga race, the Hothead Henry 200. And Kerry Martin's the owner, is here tonight taking in this race. He loves CASCAR.
Well, he's just a motorhead by the sounds of it. He's got his name on everything in motorsports. Just a neat guy to be around, I guess.
Taking a look back just outside the top 10, that's Lapsevich and Hathaway. And Hathaway coming off a top 10 run in Juan Rivera.
On board down the backstretch with a Home Hardware Chevrolet of Thompson as he slides it off into 3. You see the sun? Oh, just a blind spot there for a blink of an eye, but that's all it takes when trouble happens.
The 84 of Fitzpatrick pulling down to the inside. Is he letting his teammate go?
Hard to say. JR just might not be comfortable right now. The car might be a little loose, a little tight. He didn't feel like it was time to fight with the boss man, but remember, the young man's leading the points. Pretty smart. Let's not fight early. Let's fight later.
Absolutely, but you know who's second in points, but by a mere 15 coming into this one was Don Thompson Jr. So you don't want to let him go too far as we take a look back to 13th. Couple cars from the back of the pack to now the front, or midway through the pack, I should say. The 17 and the 19, Kennington and Graham are coming.
Well, DJ Kennington shows his veteran move. 2 cars in 1 corner. Each picked up 2 spots just like that.
On board with Kennington, you hear that Dodge horsepower down the back straightaway as he pulls up to the back bumper of the 23 of Jeff Lapsevich. There's Graham looking at the outside of the 3 of Hathaway, and here comes the 39 of Whitlock for 6th spot underneath the Mopar Dodge of Beauchamp Jr.
Well, you hear that spotter slash cheerleader slash coach. He's got to tell his boy he's doing a good job. He's got to tell him when he's in trouble. Got to tell him when he's clear. You're relying on him really heavy here at the short oval.
Gibbons down to the inside, down in corner number 1. Looks to be a pretty decent hole down in that corner. How much does that affect where you choose your lines and where to patch here at Mosport?
Well, the car will take a real mean set on the right rear just as you go through the bump. You got to make sure you got it turned just as you get there. There it is, bump, turn, on the throttle, all in one motion.
Whitlock's got it down pat as he gets up underneath the 10 of Doug Brown for 5th spot. Brown going backwards as he may be off the pace just a touch here early on in this one. 137 laps to go in the Mosport 200. Mark Dilley continues to lead.
Well, Mark Dilley out of that Whitlock Motorsports camp leading this race, but the boss is coming in that 39. It's a brand new car. I think this is the second race on it. He's got it sorted out, and it's hauling the mail.
Mark Dilley continues to lead. That's a good look at the gap between first and second. Don Thompson Jr. holding down second. Todd's down in Dilley's pit with Julio Montanari.
Julio first. How is the car and how is Mark feeling? He wasn't feeling too well earlier today.
Well, Mark hasn't said very much on the radio. We're having a little problem with communication, but so far he's doing a great job. Maybe he needs to be sick more often. We'll be up front more often.
Oh, yeah, starting on the pole is definitely the place you want to be if you're not feeling well.
Yeah, Mark Dilley not feeling too good, sits on the pole leading the race. There's no better medicine to a race car driver than having a hot rod.
Yeah, funny how that happens. Beauchamp now underneath the 10 of Brown as Brown continues to struggle in the Napa Auto Pro Chevy. Sliding back, here comes Gibbons up underneath as well, the 33 of Bertrand Godin. A couple laps down now in that 33 and 10 of Brown up into the wall. You saw the spark as the right rear bounced off the wall.
Well, Brownie, he was forced 3 wide as the lap car was on the inside. Now you're starting to see the mark on the right rear of that car, and there's something coming out the right side. Tire rub oil, we're not quite sure, but we'll have to keep an eye on it.
Definitely smoke coming out the right rear of the 10 of Doug Brown. So we'll be keeping an eye on it now. CASCAR has thrown a caution, so definitely something down on the raceway as CASCAR throws the caution after the 10 of Doug Brown up into the wall.
Guys, I'm just looking up down pit road. Looks like everybody's coming.
Well, that's the crew chief telling them, boy, you're going to come to pit road, and looks like everybody's going to come. On board the replay, up 3 wide off the corner. Brownie's loose. Smash the right rear into the fence and did some damage to that Monte Carlo.
It's pit stop time. All the cars on the lead lap headed down a tight pit lane here at Mosport. And Todd's down to the thick of the action. This is going to get tight.
And the cars begin to peel off one by one. The leader, Mark Dilley, hits his spot right on the marks. It'll be a 2-tire change. Then he'll have to try to squeeze out of that pit stall and make his way around the heavy traffic in front of him. Don Thompson Jr., J.R. Fitzpatrick up near the front of pit out also. 2-tire stops. Don Thompson Jr. is going to win the battle off pit road.
Well, you can see in that frame there, Steckley couldn't get all the way in his stall. Thompson short pitted by at least 8 feet, making everybody stack up. Mixie's got to back up. He backs into Whitlock. He can't go forward. There's tires out there. Everybody waiting on everybody. Gibbons, he gets stacked up. He gets into Hathaway. They're all over the place. Whitlock's still in his pit.
Oh, Whitlock, the big loser in that exchange of pit stops as Don Thompson Jr. comes out in front after lap 74. The number 4 Home Hardware Chevrolet lines up behind the 18 of Chad McGlynn as we get ready for restart number 3. Thompson leads, but McGlynn is at the tail end of the lead lap in front.
Well, McGlynn's doing a great job, but it's one thing I just do not understand. If you're a lap car and you get ahead of the leader, you get to go around to the back. And now we got him starting out front. Give the leader clean air, and there's the ramifications right there. J.R. Fitzpatrick took advantage of Don Thompson Jr. getting pinned behind a lap car. Not McGlynn's fault at all, just racing. Let the leader start up front, folks.
J.R. Fitzpatrick, who came into the pits in 3rd, came back out in 2nd, now passes his teammate Don Thompson Jr. for the lead. The previous leader, the number 9 Dodge of Mark Dilley, is holding on in 3rd. There's Scott Steckley in the Earthberg 22 in 4th.
The one there, Gibbons down to the bottom, taking a spot away from halfway in the 3. Here comes Whitlock. He's going to make up some of that lost time on pit road.
A battle for 10th on the racetrack as Whitlock gets up underneath the Snap-on Tools number 3 of Jason Hathaway with about 121 laps left to go.
Whitlock's got that missile haul in the mail now. 2 fresh right side tires. Probably a little PO because of that pit stop fiasco, but he's going to the front. And J.R. Fitzpatrick, he just got his bonus points for leading laps here at Mosport.
So it's Thompson trailing the 84, and here comes Kerry Mix up underneath the 22 of Scott Steckley.
Good job, buddy. That's the way.
Spotter giving him the all clear. We pitted a little bit early here. Some of the crew chiefs showing some signs of concern down on pit lane. How early was it, Billy, for tires especially?
Well, you know what? We've been working the right front and the right rear pretty hard here, but these cars can now go the distance on fuel. But the problem is they lean on the right front and the right rear on these race cars. In terminology, I call it push loose. Down in turn 1, the car gets over on the right front. You turn it extra hard, and as you get in the gas, it turns back on the right rear and gets loose. DJ Kennington, he's off the pace. Smoke coming out of that Dodge Charger.
Well, bad day goes from bad to absolutely horrible for the 17 of DJ Kennington. Had worked his way back up into the thick of things, but it looks as though he dropped a cylinder. That motor not sounding all that hot in the Castrol Dodge. And the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. well up in the gray.
Wow, CASCAR going to put us under caution. There's got to be something in the racetrack. We're slipping and sliding all over the place.
CASCAR telling us definitely fluid down on the raceway as Thompson had to chase that number 4 up the racetrack in corner number 3. And there is the Kennington crew up underneath the 17. And it looks like Kennington's day is done. Look at the fluid coming out of the back of that thing. The 11 cars in the pits.
Ron Van Ness taking the opportunity during this caution to make some adjustments. Right rear wedge for the number 11. Lots more action from the Mosport 200 when we come back.
The Milwaukee Tools Monte Carlo of J.R. Fitzpatrick leads here at the Mosport Speedway 200 as the field readies for their 4th restart of the night here on lap 101.
J.R. Fitzpatrick got a dynamite restart. He put 3 or 4. Oh, Donnie Thompson gets turned around by the 50.
Joey McComb into the back end of the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. He grabs a gear and gets going, but that's going to spell trouble for the home hardware. You saw how gentle he was getting out onto the track as caution flies. The 22 of Scott Steckley also off the pace.
Well, Steckley's spotters are telling us on the scanner that they think they got a panhard mount broke, and that allows the rear end to walk back and forth, making the car very unstable.
Well, restarts, they say cautions breed cautions, and that's what happened there. You see the back end of Steckley's car stepping out. But with the lap cars on the inside, very, very dangerous as they charge to corner number 1, and that's what got Don Thompson Jr. Still is the Milwaukee Tools Chevy, his teammate J.R. Fitzpatrick at the front of the field, followed by the Mopar 9. We'll take another look at it on the Mopar replay.
Oh, the Addo Dodge just gets in there too deep. Donnie closes the door. The kids spun him around.
Plain and simple for Joey McComb and the Addo Dodge as McComb gathers himself up. A rookie just getting some seat time, figuring this whole CASCAR Super Series out.
Well, they're just having a look around. You can see the air intake's bent a little bit. That's where he come back on the racetrack. Very uneven ground out there, but everything else probably looks good.
So the Steckley crew goes to work on the 22. One car that will not be back here today, DJ Kennington.
DJ Kennington, boy, this is about as up and down a day as you could have had.
Man, oh man, Todd, I don't know. We got to try to get this stuff turned around with the Castrol Dodge, but right now we're struggling, and my guys worked their butts off, man. They got me back out there today. We got our lap back, got back up in the top 5 again, and then more mechanical trouble. I mean, what can you expect? It was all because that center broke out of the wheel, and it caused us trouble all day. So we'll get it ready, and we'll be back from Montreal.
Thanks, DJ.
Thanks.
Well, he's pretty disappointed, but he's resilient. He'll bounce back from this. Sometimes you just have a bad year, and DJ's having that year this year. But DJ's going to be a little busy next week, Davey. Before he goes to Montreal, he's going to run a Busch car at Bristol if he can get it qualified. Then he's going to come back to Delaware to run his late model, and then fly to Montreal for CASCAR. What a schedule.
That's what racers love, though, isn't it? Keep busy behind the steering wheel of a race car. as we go back under green flag with J.R. Fitzpatrick, your leader here in the Mosport 200. Mark Dilley is second. There's the lap down car, the Canadian Shield Dodge Charger of Derek Lynch.
Well, Derek Lynch, a really good shoe. Also, the promoter out at CASCAR Speedway will be there later in the year.
And don't look too far back. There's the 19 of Brad Graham. He is battling for a spot with the 77 of Derek Lynch as Mix works over the 77 and the 9. Mix isn't sure which lane is going.
Well, a pair of Dodges side by side with the Ford chasing it, the Chevrolet out front. You talk about parity in stock car racing, CASCAR's it.
76 laps to go here in the Mosport Speedway 200. The 4 car of Don Thompson Jr. already up inside the top 10. He's up to 9th behind the 10 of Doug Brown.
Well, you can tell the temperature inside that helmet went up after he got spun out. The man's on a mission to get back to the front.
Well, on board with Don Thompson Jr. Oh, you can just hear how gentle he is on that throttle as he works his way down the straightaway out of these corners. He's trying to save those tires for the long run. And the 02 of Kerry Mix is mounting a charge. Up behind the 9 of Mark Dilley, and Todd's down in the 02 pit.
Razor, Mixie's been pretty quiet all day, but he's also been pretty fast. Has he got something for the leaders?
He's been kind of sitting back a little bit. We've been trying to save our stuff, but we don't want to wait too long, so I think he wants to go now. We can get up there with that 84 car. He's been pretty quick all day, but I think we got something for him.
All right, we'll see if Kerry Mix can get another victory this season.
And you heard it, trouble in corner 1 and 2. The 10 of Doug Brown goes around. Could it be the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. got into the back of him? He was working him over pretty tough.
No caution on that one. We stayed green here at Mosport, but I was keeping a pretty good eye on Thompson marching through traffic, and he definitely put the bumper to the 10 of Brown.
No caution, but Brown loses all kinds of track position. Now more bumper goes to the back of the 9 of Dilley. Kerry Mix working him over.
Well, these guys have traded paint for years up at Barrie and Sunset and all over the place, and they're going at it hot and heavy here at Mosport.
Kerry Mix now to the inside of the 9 of Dilley, locks up the left front, bangs off the side panel of Dilley and the 9. They go back down the back straightaway.
Oh, Mixie overheated the thing, getting into the corner, locked up the left front, and bounced off Mixie. He opens the door in the bottom. Dilley comes back in the bottom to return the favor.
Boy, this looks like 5 to go, doesn't it? Still almost 70 laps to go. Now Mix gives him a little wave saying, thanks.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was quite the wave or not. And we got the retaliation bump there. Mixie's giving it to him again. Oh, this is Saturday night stuff at its best.
That's a finger wag and a Kerry Mix to Mark Dilley saying, back off, buddy. I got second now, and he's putting a chase on the leader in the 84. A battle for 8th between Lapsevich and Gibbons. Gibbons goes up underneath, and there is Don Thompson Jr. spun early on, marching his way back up through this field.
Oh, Mixie's got that thing cooking. He's now on the bumper of the 84, that Milwaukee Chevrolet of J.R. Fitzpatrick. He'll want to get a sniff of the lead. Mixie's won at this racetrack. He's no stranger to victory lane.
Well, you heard his crew chief.
You're doing a great job.
You heard his crew chief talking about how good Mix's car is. Now he gets into the back bumper of the 84. Mix wants the lead back.
Oh, Mixie's not shy at all. 3 wide down the backstretch. Dilley gets in on the action. He's going to try for second. He's going all the way to the door.
Mix won the road course race here at Mosport International Raceway, and now he's looking to do the same here on the oval. Your new leader is Kerry Mix in the 02, but Mark Dilley to the outside of J.R. Fitzpatrick.
Oh, the old bump and run. Saturday night shootout at its best. CASCAR, bring it on, baby. These guys are good.
63 laps to go. Man, I couldn't imagine another 63 laps like this with Mix, J.R. Fitzpatrick, and Mark Dilley all covered by a blanket.
J.R. Fitzpatrick just chomping at the bit, trying to get back to the bumper of that Ford Taurus to return the favor.
Oh boy, with Mix in the lead and Fitzpatrick giving chase. We'll take a quick break. Well, you've been witnessing a war out here at Mosport as the lead battle so far has been won by the 0-2 of Kerry Mix, but now Dave Whitlock is on the attack and looks to take on his teammate, the 9 of Mark Dilley, for third spot.
Well, cars evenly prepared out of the Whitlock shop. Dave's definitely got his turn in the middle a lot better. He's on the bottom. He's got the preferred spot. They're going at it to turn 3.
You can hear the radio chatter. Now on board with Ron Beauchamp Jr. is trailing that battle for third spot. Whitlock to the inside, a pretty new car underneath them, and it's been working very, very well here today at Mosport as they work around the outside of Kenny Forth in the 86.
Have a look. Keep it tight. Keep it tight.
Well, you heard the spotter telling him to keep it tight to the lap car so the stuff doesn't happen. But Whitlock, he's not shy. He muscled his own teammate up to the high side.
That's right. Beauchamp now back up to the back bumper, the 9 of Mark Dilley, and Don Thompson Jr. is in that battle as well. Don Thompson Jr. has worked his way back from a spin earlier on in this race with 45 laps to go.
Well, as you can tell, we're into darkness now. The racetrack has cooled off. We're getting more bite, and Don Thompson's got the bridle in his teeth, and he's motoring.
Battle for 7th on the racetrack. Jason Hathaway has it. Peter Gibbons wants it. Hathaway's been doing a dynamite job here today, and Todd's down in Hathaway's pit with his crew chief, Dwayne Swinkles.
Dwayne, you guys are having another great run, a good one at Trois Rivières, now another great battle here at Mosport.
Yeah, you know, the Snap-on Tools, Arctic Cat Dodge, Chaco Motorsports, Super 8 Motels, Charger. You know, we got off to a slow start this year, but we got things turned around, and Jay's one heck of a driver. We're so lucky to have him driving our car, you know. The guys put in lots of hours in the last couple months over the winter trying to get this thing ready for him, and just a lot of hard work, Todd.
A lot of hard work is really paying off for Jason Hathaway, the number 3 team.
Hathaway, a very strong runner down at Delaware, is adapting very, very well to these CASCAR Super Series cars, and he'll get it figured out before too long.
Well, Jason Hathaway has won races in the sportsman division, very personal young man. He'll do a good job.
There's a battle for second spot, on the racetrack between the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick and the 39 of Dave Whitlock, all chasing the 02 of Kerry Mix, who has pulled out about a 3-car length lead. There he is there.
Well, Mixie, he's got it pulled out there for sure, but here comes Whitlock down the bottom. He's got the inside look on the 84, the Milwaukee Chevrolet. Into turn 3, he'll take the spot.
A little bump and run for Dave Whitlock. He pushed the 84 just enough out of the groove to get enough bite. The 39 works his way up into second spot, and Whitlock is going ever since the pit stop.
You know what? I got to give a hit to J.R. Fitzpatrick. The kid's just been competitive all year. He's got the drive. Petey Shepard's already made it down south, and he didn't win a race in CASCAR. This kid's already won one, and he's leading the championship.
Yeah, Petey Shepard with a couple starts in ARCA, former CASCAR Super Series racer. He's got a top 5 and a top 10, so big thumbs up to Petey Shepard. We go back on board with Don Thompson Jr. here at Mosport.
Well, that's a race for 4th position there. We got a pair of Dodges and a Chevrolet trying to split the group. There's a lap car in the bottom, which could get interesting, get to turn 3.
Well, Beauchamp backs off a little bit wisely, making sure there's plenty of room between him and Mark Dilley. Dilley up out to the outside of that black groove, and he still gets a good bite, and he works his way back down the front chute with Beauchamp and Thompson in chase. 32 laps to go.
Well, Whitlock, he continues to march forward, chasing down that. There he is. He's within 2 car lengths. When he gets to Mixie's bumper, there's no love lost between these characters. This could get exciting.
Well, an interesting guy to talk to today about what changes might have been made is Whitlock's crew chief, Warren Jones. Todd's down with him.
Warren, Dave's made a great charge today. Has he got anything left for Kerry?
Oh, I think so. The NTN Charger, NMT, Wrigley Grits. In fact, we just took the lead, boys. That's the way. We got a dynamite car tonight.
You got a dynamite car. And Dave Whitlock, fellas, looking for his first victory in more than 2 years. He won on Canada Day at Cayuga a couple of seasons ago. That was his last victory.
Whitlock takes the lead, and his crew chief cracks a smile. That's about it.
Well, Whitlock did that, and he made it look easy. I said earlier on that thing was a bullet, and then he proved it there.
Beauchamp finally gets past the 9 of Mark Dilley for 4th, and Don Thompson Jr. looking outside. The track is coming around, but brakes could be a problem. You saw Dilley's right front rotor starting to glow pretty red.
Well, as we go to darkness here, you're going to start to see how much front and rear brake these drivers are using in these cars. You'll see the glow of the rotor as they go off into turn 1.
So it's still Dave Whitlock in control of this race with Kerry Mix now dropped to 2nd. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. We'll be back. The number 39 NTN Gridley Heads Dodge Charger of Dave Whitlock leads the Mosport Speedway 200 with only 19 laps to go.
Well, Kerry Mix is hanging with him. Once Whitlock got through there so easy, I thought maybe he'd just drive away and hide on Mixie, but Mixie's hanging tough. Come up off of turn 2, you're on board with Van Ness, the lap car. You can see those guys, two different distinct lines off the corner.
Yeah, but hey, big thumbs up to Ron Van Ness in 10th as he goes a lap down. Very good run for him after some trouble on the road course in Three Rivers a couple weeks ago.
Well, he was trying to bankrupt the team with them road course motors. He kept throwing grenades at him. But I'll tell you, his dad keeps that program going. He's a good shoe. He'll get better with age.
And Billy, you see the battle for 5th here between Dilly and Don Thompson Jr. Saw Whitlock move his way all the way up through the field. What makes his car so good in the late stages of this race?
Well, I've been watching him down turn 1 and 2, and as you go into the bump, that's the turn 1 and 2 is the tightest. He turns the middle. What that means is he gets the car stopped, turns, and pointed the other way much faster and much smoother than the rest of the competitors.
One of the big movers today is Jason Hathaway. Started down on the 15th spot. He's all the way up into 7th, running comfortably inside the top 10. Good speed shot here.
There they down the front stretch. Whitlock doesn't use the whole racetrack because the car is working that well. He doesn't have to let it slide to the fence. Comes off the corner nice and smooth. See Mixie's brakes? Mixie's using a ton of front brake on that Ford.
Boy, he's using it up in the late stages of this one. Mix is sticking with the 39 of Whitlock. Battle for 5th between Dilly and Thompson.
Real good here. We got a Ford, a Dodge, and a Chevrolet. You know, we got to give Thompson credit here. He's come all the way from the back when he got spun around earlier on in this race.
And I wonder if he's still driving angry inside that helmet as he's working the number 9 of Mark Dilly. Saw Dilly twitch a little bit. That car's starting to get a little bit loose as we get down to the end.
Donnie'd be all chilled out by now. He'd be back relaxed, getting all he can out of that race car with only 8 laps to go.
Here's spotters telling their drivers the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. That right front rotor glowing equally as hot as the 02 of Kerry Mix, but he's sticking with them. He's thinking this is going to be a good points race.
Yeah, JR's digging hard now. Actually, there was rotor glow off all 4 wheels in that car. He's got some rear brake in that thing, and he's digging hard.
Here comes Thompson looking up underneath the number 9 of Dilly. Dilly with a solid top 5 run here right now, but Thompson is coming hard.
Well, J.R. Fitzpatrick like to see this racing back there. Good points racing. If he can get to 2nd, that'll give him a little more advantage over Don Thompson Jr.
Still the man in control is the Gridley Heads Board Games 39 of Dave Whitlock as he leads the 02 of Kerry Mix by now about 3 car lengths down the front chute.
Well, you've seen J.R. Fitzpatrick come off of turn 4 that time a little bit loose. He was hard on the loud pedal trying to catch that 02 Ford.
Kerry Mix, another driver had a tough run in Trois-Rivières. He's looking for a good solid points run here today, and hey, he could use the money too.
Well, money's what drives this whole program. How fast you want to go? How much money you got?
Thompson up into the back bumper, the 9 once again at Dilly as Dilly steps out, but that gets hard on it down the front chute. And there's a good look at the distance between 1st and 2nd. The 39 leads, the 02 is 2nd. The 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick is 3rd. Then there's a big gap back to the battle for 4th spot. Last lap, white flag out.
He's only got to set it down one more time. Lap cars could cause a problem here. Mixie back up to the rear bumper. The 19 respectfully gets down to the bottom out of the way. Whitlock's going to get to 3 first.
Whitlock in through 3 and 4 for the final time with Kerry Mix barely within striking distance. He won't do it. At the line, it's going to be Whitlock, the 02 of Mix, and the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. The battle for 4th, though, won by Beauchamp, and the battle for 5th is won by Thompson at the line. He just edges out Dilly to finish the top 5 as the NTN crew celebrates down at pit lane. Dave Whitlock wins in Mosport. Richard Coughlin from CASCAR directs the 39 machine to the Mosport Speedway 200 winner circle. As always, the house was packed here at Mosport Speedway, and the Dillster put his Dodge on the point, and baby was he fast. As the green flag waved, JR gave chase, while the 17 Castrol Charger dodged a bullet. The 77 of Lynch and Jacobs weren't so lucky as everyone raced hard early. Brown's Chevy had no luck on the night, while the Home Hardware crew got out first during one chaotic pit stop session. The 4 cars' luck didn't last long as he tangled with Macomb on a restart. Macomb's night became a long affair. As the sun fell into the cool night sky, the battle for the lead heated up. Whitlock was on rails and charged his Dodge through the field. Thompson recovered, but he was no threat to Whitlock as the NTN NMT Heads Games driver took the victory home on this night. For the 17th time in his CASCAR career, Dave Whitlock climbs out of his car a winner here in the CASCAR Super Series. Now down to Todd.
Dave Whitlock climbs out of the car, and he will wave that checkered flag a couple of times to celebrate his victory. Accepts congratulations from Kerry Mixon. Dave Whitlock climbs out. Dave, this is a new car for you. You were battling with it just a little bit today. Earlier today, you started 10th, but what a drive to come all the way through to claim your first victory here this season.
Oh, what can I say? An awesome crew. We had some trouble there on pit road, but we overcome it. And what can I say? I won this one for a buddy of mine that passed away from Vermont. Wiley, he was at fault our whole career, so passed away a week ago. Dedicate this one to him. I'd like to thank Gridley Heads for coming on board this year. MTN Bauer and MTs. They have helped me out for 4 or 5 years now, so what a great day. The crew deserves this one. It's a new car, and we've been thrashing on it, and we finally got her to victory lane.
Congratulations, Dave. Go celebrate. An emotional Dave Whitlock, your winner here at Mosport.
Well, his girls, and there's John Fitzpatrick in there as well to give him a big handshake as we'll take a look at the Gridley Heads top 10. And Whitlock, of course, the winner. Ron Beauchamp coming out 4th. Don Thompson Jr. winning that race for the final top 5 spot. But the second place finisher is Kerry Mix, and Todd's down with him.
Kerry Mix, thought you might have win number 2 as well, but I guess you'll take a podium finish.
Yeah, we're going to take a podium. Mixed Motorsports hasn't given up here, and, I got to thank AP for their engines, but he didn't do the heads on this engine. So we'll get some good heads on this engine. We'll come and get them at Cayuga. We just need a little bit more horsepower. Both of the cars are working great, and Canadian Detailing Services helped us out this race, and all the other sponsors as well.
Great run.
Thank you.
Every race car driver's dream, a little bit more power as Kerry Mix moves up into 3rd spot in the Castrol point standings. J.R. Fitzpatrick continues to lead. He came home 3rd here today. A consistent drive once again. Todd's down with him.
JR, look for a while like you might win number 2 this season, but hang on to get a nice podium finish.
Yeah, we're definitely going to take this. The Milwaukee Chevy was real good during the race, but it wasn't good during the practice session, so the crew worked real hard to change it, and it was good right at the let-go. Got on the outside, it stuck, got by some people, had a lot of fun with Don, and we're just going to take these points and move on to the next race and keep doing what we're doing. We're doing awesome.
J.R. Fitzpatrick, another podium finish, certainly helps him in the points chase, guys.
Well, that's for sure. The kid's been consistent. His confidence is a high level, and somebody ought to take a look at him and move himself.
Well, there is some rumblings down in the Panic area that there are some Southern teams looking at J.R. Fitzpatrick. Could put him in a ride down there very, very shortly. We'll have to wait and see if that comes to fruition. But for now, the 84 Milwaukee Tools driver will celebrate on the podium with Mix and Whitlock here in Mosport as they get the big hardware handed to them. The Mosport Speedway 200 is brought to you by Castrol GTX, maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. By CarQuest Auto Parts, proudly serving a world in motion. By Mechanics Wear, the tool that fits like a glove. And by Home Hardware, help is close to home.
Well, as they spray the champagne here at Mosport, this is one of the best short track races I've seen in a long time, Dave.
Next race on the CASCAR schedule, the GoRacing.ca 100 from Montreal. From all of us here at James Robinson Associates, we'll see you then.